Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about counting permutations. Permutations is the idea that the order of something matters. In this case, we don't really care because it wants to know how many ways can we rearrange the letters from July. So the order matters in the word, sure, to say July. You can't spell it any other way. It's July. The problem that we're looking at, and the difficulty that sometimes is there, is the order that we're talking about is that with the order mattering, you aren't going to duplicate anything by rearranging. July, Juyl, JLY, and things like that. You're not going to duplicate. So the order doesn't matter when it comes out. None of it's going to overlap. Nothing's going to duplicate. Hopefully it'll make more sense after example 2. No, not 2. I think it's 4. Example 4 is combinations. So when we get to example 4, that might make a little bit more sense. For now, just understand this is a permutation. It's telling you it's a permutation, so we're just going to use the rules of permutation. So what this says is, well, first we got to go back to the fundamental counting principle. The fundamental counting principle says if there are X number of ways to do one thing and Y number of ways to do another. I'm using the numbers 3 and 5 to be very specific. Then there are 3 times 5 ways to do both. So what we've got to look at here is the idea that there are 4 letters in July. So there are 4 letters that we can start with. After we choose that first letter, we now only have 3 we can use for the next letter. Once we've chosen the first and the second letter, we're left with only 2 choices on how many of the letters we can use. And lastly, once we choose the first 3 letters we're going to use, there's only 1 choice left. Now, the last one to me was always a little bit hidden. What I mean by that is it looks like I'm choosing the 4 because there's 4 letters here. It looks like I'm choosing the 3 because there's 3 letters here, and it looks like I'm choosing 2 because there's 2 letters here. So I should, because there's 2 letters here, choose the number 2. That's what I always thought. The problem is these are all shifted. The first one is because of those first 4 letters, but really these lines right here are what's saying my choices are. I have 3 choices after I choose the first letter because there's 3 letters left. Well, those are the lines that are saying what my next choices are. So the fundamental counting principle says I take 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 to find my answer. And that's going to equal 4 times 3 is 12 times 2 is 24 times 1 is 24. Also, quick note, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 can be written as 4 factorial. All right, so we have 24 options in order to write the word July in any order we want of those 4 letters. But what if we only did 2? Well, we wouldn't look at the last 2 options. When we start this, we still have 4 options to start. With the word July, we have 4 options, J, U, L, or Y. So we have 4 options. And then we would still have 3 more options. And if I take 4 times 3, I'm going to get 12. So if I have 4 letters, if I have access to all 4 letters in the word July, I've got 24 options. But if I only use 2 letters out of the 4 letters in July, then I have 12 options.